Imagine discovering that the world's greatest sporting event was never just about soccer. Imagine that the roar of the crowd, that deafening wave of sound that shakes the foundations of the earth, was not a celebration of a goal, but a massive discharge of raw bioelectric energy. A pulse sent directly into a grid we were never meant to see. Every cheer is a transmission. Every scream is a power surge for a machine that predates our civilization, operating in frequencies beyond human perception. Bang! Behind the television cameras, the packed stadiums, and the spectacular ceremonies, there has always been a story that never appeared in any newspaper. A story of a hidden harvest that has been occurring in plain sight for nearly a century. A secret agreement that spans generations, involving entities that exist just outside our perception, monitoring our every move through the lens of our own passion. Bang! One fictional conspiracy theory suggests that this plan was drafted long before the very first FIFA World Cup in 1930. It was a project drafted in the shadows of the ancient world, waiting for modern technology to finally catch up with its dark ambition. The stadiums we build today are but modern iterations of ancient energy collectors, built upon the same geometric principles used by the architects of the pyramids. Bang! What if FIFA was never just a sports organization? What if it was only the public face of something much older, something far more calculated and global in its reach? What if the beautiful game was actually a beautiful trap designed to synchronize the human spirit for an external purpose? A purpose that serves a hunger we cannot begin to comprehend. Bang! The theory claims a secret agreement exists between humanity and visitors who never actually left Earth. Beings who found a way to thrive on our most basic human output, our emotions. They are the silent guests at every match, watching from the high frequencies of our passion, feeding on the surge of collective joy and despair that only the World Cup can provide. Wand. Before we dive into the depths of Project Stadium, remember that this video presents a fictional story inspired by conspiracy theories and suspense, created exclusively for entertainment. We are exploring a narrative, a what-if, that challenges everything we know about the world's most popular sport and the structures that house it. Bang! Everything begins with one strange detail that very few people notice. Almost every FIFA World Cup creates the same mysterious phenomenon. A planetary synchronization where millions of people experience the exact same emotions at exactly the same microsecond. A spike in the global emotional field that can be detected across the solar system. Bang! Millions of people from different countries, cultures, and religions somehow experience a collective resonance. It is a shared heartbeat that vibrates across the entire planet simultaneously, creating a spike in the global emotional field that defies simple logic. A bioelectric signature visible from orbit, marking the scale of our shared passion. Bang! No instante em que gol é marcado, cidades inteiras entram em erupção. As pessoas gritam, choram e abraçam estranhos. De acordo com esta narrativa, essas emoções humanas massivas geram uma quantidade enorme de energia eletromagnética. Não uma energia comum, mas uma frequência única que corresponde às frequências de ressonância dos próprios estádios. Bang! Unlike what Hollywood movies often suggest, these visitors were never interested in Earth's gold, its oil, or its water. They wanted something much rarer, something no other known planet could produce in the same way. Collective human emotion. To them, we are the ultimate biofuel, a renewable energy source of immense power. Bang! Para entender a colheita, precisamos olhar para dentro. Neste capítulo, exploramos como nossos corpos foram transformados em baterias durante o jogo. Nossa paixão é uma rede elétrica. Nossa alegria é uma sobrecarga. Nosso desespero é um fluxo constante de combustível para seus sistemas avançados. We are the battery powering a civilization we cannot even see. Bang! It starts in the blood. Studies from the 2014 World Cup showed that fans' cortisol levels spiked to levels seen in physical threats. This hormone is a high-octane fuel for the harvest arrays, triggered by the intense stress of the competition and the collective uncertainty of the outcome. Bang! Psychologists call it identity fusion. The fan's personal identity disappears, replaced by the collective voltage of the team's success or failure. You become part of the machine, a single cell in a global organism designed to produce energy for the silent guests. Bung. Research confirms that uncertainty in the scoreline drives heart rates to sync across the stands. This collective rhythm is exactly what the transducers capture, turning biological pulses into harvestable electromagnetic waves that are then beamed to receptors. Bing. But how is this energy captured? We must look at the containers themselves. Modern stadiums are not just arenas. They are engineered sound mirrors and energy focal points designed by experts in advanced wave physics and resonance management. Bing. Architects use steeply stacked tiers to ensure 70,000 voices act as a unified source. The shape of the bowl is a parabolic reflector for human emotion, concentrating the energy into a single beam at the center of the field. Bang. In places like Seattle, the roof is engineered to reflect noise so effectively that fans reach 137 decibels. That is louder than a jet taking off, focused into a single beam of sound that vibrates the earth itself. Bung. There is a growing interest in the golden ratio. Used in ancient cathedrals to minimize interference, it is now used to distribute 80,000 fans in perfect electromagnetic sync, maximizing the resonance and the harvest. Bang. Now we look at the history. Every tournament since 1930 has been a step forward in energy collection technology. Some years were more productive than others, marked by events that maximized global suspense. Bang. Wembley, 1966. The ghost goal. Was it a human error or an intervention needed to elevate the suspense to a critical harvest level during the Cold War era, when global tension was at its peak? Bang. The theory claims that injustice generates a more erratic and potent frequency than fair play. The system feeds on the chaos and the prolonged outrage of the crowd, turning anger into a powerful energy source. Bang. Mexico, 1986. Two goals that defined an era. One of divine trickery, one of pure genius. Together, they created the highest energy spike of the 20th century, a legendary harvest for the visitors. Bang. Brazil, 2014. The 7-1. This was not just a defeat. It was a total emotional collapse of a nation. A massive buffet of negative frequency for the watchers. A dark harvest unlike any other. Bang. Qatar, 2022. The most dramatic final in history. Billions were synchronized in pure suspense for 120 minutes. It was the most successful harvest to date, a masterclass in global emotional management. Bang. Everything changed when an insider leaked Project Stadium. These documents detail the hidden infrastructure beneath the grass of our most famous arenas, built by secret contractors. Bang. Beneath the field, there is more than just drainage. Leaked plans show low-frequency collection arrays that were never declared to the public, powered by the collective vibration of the crowd above. Bang. The transmission is the carrier. The emotional frequency is modulated onto the satellite signal and beamed out of our atmosphere into deep space, delivering the fuel to its final destination. Bing. Architects found that modern arenas share structural proportions with ancient temples. Monuments built thousands of years ago for the gods of old, who have always been among us. Shio. Why do we still follow the Roman blueprint? Because the harvest never ended. We are the batteries in a machine we don't even know we are powering every time we cheer for our team. Bang. Let us look closer at the geometry. If we overlay the floor plan of the Great Pyramid onto modern arenas, the resonance points align with terrifying precision, revealing a hidden purpose. Bing. Sacred geometry isn't just art, it's physics. It's the physics of frequency management. These stadiums are designed to be high-frequency resonators for human passion, a temple for the modern harvest. Bangi. Leaked transcripts from lead architects suggest they were given structural requirements that made no sense for sports, but everything for wave amplification and energy storage. Bung. The harvest isn't just at the stadium. The synchronization network spans the entire globe. Every viewing party, every home with a screen, is a node in the grid, amplifying the pulse. Bang. Even the music, the anthems, is designed to drive heart rates into the same rhythm. It prepares the crowd for the massive energy discharge that occurs when the ball hits the net. Bang! When billions are in sync, we aren't just cheering. We are vibrating the planet's own electromagnetic field. We are turning Earth into a massive transmitter for those who wait above. Bing! The future is even more efficient. Smart stadiums with kinetic floors are already being built. They don't just capture emotion, they capture every physical footstep of the masses. Bung! A single jump from a fan can generate 20 watts of energy. Multiply that by 80,000 fans jumping for a goal. The harvest is becoming industrialized, a global power plant. Bing! Our devices are part of it too. The technology in our pockets now acts as individual sensors, mapping our emotional states in real time for the grid, providing metadata for the harvest. Bang! We are building new temples to old gods. These arenas are the most sophisticated energy harvesting structures ever built on this planet, hidden behind the banner of sport. Bang! The ultimate question remains. Who is on the other end of the line? Who is the consumer of this vast emotional output? The answer lies far beyond our current understanding. Bang! Is it a fair trade? We get the beautiful game, and they get the energy to power their civilizations? Or is something more fundamental being taken from our souls? Bang! Have you ever felt completely drained after a big match? That isn't just physical exhaustion. It's the feeling of having been harvested, your spirit tapped for a higher purpose. Bing! Next time you're at the stadium, look for the signs. The unusual hum of the lighting, the way the sound echoes with a mechanical precision, the static in the air. Bang! Knowledge is the only way to protect our energy. Watch the game, but don't let it consume you. Keep your frequency your own, and stay alert to the machine. Bungie. The final stage is the integration of our personal lives into the grid. Your smartphone is no longer just a tool, it is a biosensor for the global harvest, tracking you 24 hours a day. Bang! The harvest is now active 24/7. Real-time mapping allows the watchers to track every minor emotion, every small spike in tension, across entire urban populations. Bang! The game is never just a game. It is a transmission of your soul. The question is, are you ready to change the channel? Stay vigilant. The harvest continues. Bong. But not all is lost. A global network of independent researchers and bioenergy experts has begun to track these anomalies. They are developing ways to protect our personal frequency and alert the world to what really happens at the final whistle. Bing. The 2026 World Cup will be the largest test of the system to date. With 3 host countries and a massive increase in the number of matches, the harvest grid will be pushed to its absolute limit. It will be the end of the testing phase and the beginning of the total industrialization of human emotion on a planetary scale. Bang! This investigation into Project Stadium is only the beginning of a much larger journey. Every data point we uncover reveals a plan that spans the galaxy and reaches back into our deepest history, recorded in stone and anthems. Do not stop questioning. Do not stop looking for the truth behind the goal and the roar. The game is much bigger than any of us think. Bang!